We went through all the, brambles and the vines and the downed trees and the branches, and for me it was a little tough to bushwhack out there, but we did, and there it was. It was remarkable how well nested it was into this site. It didn't appear to have any impact. There weren't any downed trees. There wasn't any garbage, and that's extraordinary. And the person had reconnoitered this area and done such an incredibly good job of siting it that it had apparently been undiscovered. After walking all around the place, peering in the windows and seeing a fairly well-developed little place, Officer Grossman knocked on the door several times, Arcata police. She couldn't take the chance that there wouldn't have been someone in distress inside or somebody in there against their will. You never know. You don't know what you don't know. She went in, looked around. Once the site was clear, I went in and just beheld. There was everything you need for a quiet, happy life in the woods. There was a little library with books. There was art on the walls. There was a very organized kitchen and pantry. There was a little work list of things dating back to 2011. You could feel the presence of a person living there with their strong ethics and beliefs, following their bliss and following their own little doctrine and their own internal logic. It seemed as though they had elevated values of harmlessness and peaceful coexistence. They certainly put a lot of effort into removing, any trash or sewage, because the place was absolutely immaculate. This was a person who lived a considered life, would be what I get out of it. And I was both regretful to disrupt it and to invade their privacy, and yet it is in public. It's on land that's managed for natural values by the city of Arcata for the people of Arcata. And I'm a reporter, and I was allowed in by the city, so I did my little documentation of the site. After a full moon night, everything was gone, except for one little symbol. Nobody fully removes everything in such a stealthy manner, with no one seeing anything untoward occurring. They approached the extraction just as they did the installation, which was zero impact, zero observation. So it left as mysteriously as it appeared. And we still to this day have no idea who was behind that whole thing.
Good to see you, man.
Hey Ray, how you doing?
So you really think you'd be able to find this cabin?
I mean, I have a good feeling about it. It's been a long time since I've been in here, but I know this forest really well. Okay. So I kind of have a feeling I'm going to find it.
Now, it's been since 2015 that anybody's been to see the site, right?
Yeah, none of us have been back here at the city staff level, and I haven't been back to go look at it. So it's going to be a bit of a treasure hunt.
Because they had so much documentation from 9 years ago, then they could cross-reference it with the documentation that I would provide 9 years later, and that might help them assess the impacts in the future of things like cabins or other human impacts in the forest.
Okay, let's go. We'll
let's see what we can do.
Let's do it. Woo.
All right, don't get lost, guys. From what I remember, we kind of veer through the deeper ferns this way. All right, you guys feeling it here? Watch your footing, there's lots of debris.
I think I remember this.
I don't remember it really being off the hill. I feel like it's right in here. Man, this...
I'm not yet seeing any features in common with this photo.
No.
Yeah, that's this. This is the photo from a distance.
Okay, so that's what we're looking for. Yeah.
Yeah.
That oak tree.
So as we're roaming around this forest, no trails, the key landmark that we were all looking for was that sort of J-shaped spruce tree that came out of the tree stump that you can see in all the old photographs from 9 years ago, right next to the cabin.
See anything of note over there, Kevin?
Let me get it over to where you are.
This to me doesn't feel like the spot right here. I don't think this is it.
All right.
Let's see, I'm gonna climb on this pile and see if I can get some aerial view. I think we're right in the spot in here. All right, well, let's see. Ooh. All right. So there it is, we found it. That is the site. There's that
It is?
spruce.
Oh, we found it! Kevin! We found it!
Let's go look.
Yeah, let's go. Wow. Come on, Kevin.
All right, Ray.
Yeah, that spruce is gone.
So the spruce is gone, but we'll see what we can do here.
And the cabin-
And in fact, there's the spruce, Ray. Look, here's the bend.
Oh, it fell off.
Look, there's the bend
Yeah.
right here. Can you see it, Ray? There's the spruce.
Yes, I see it.
So take a look. There's our spruce, the bend, the 90-degree corner. Here it is,
Oh, we found
the
it.
90-degree corner coming right off the stump.
Yeah.
And you can see behind it is another spruce right there,
Yeah.
and the young redwood right here. So look at this, Ray. Here we are.
Yeah.
Here's your view.
Oh, yeah, let me come in and we'll get an angle from here and match it up. So right here is where you took your picture. So
And
there's
so there's the young redwood on our left.
yeah.
There's the spruce in the middle with the old growth stump
Oh,
with the bent
yes.
tree on the ground.
Kevin, this is it. Man, we
Fantastic.
verified it. We cross-checked it with the original photograph.
Fantastic.
We're on it. And we found it by dead reckoning.
Yeah.
So when we came here and we found the cabin, you know, it probably was about up in that height. And it had mesh netting over it. And they had packed in this redwood duff underneath all the mesh netting. And so it just looked like a big ball of redwood duff, and it had real windows in there with black curtains. And
And once I was at the site, I understood why the cabin builder built it in that location. It was really in a hidden area. On the north side, it sloped down to a creek, which is pretty much impassable coming from that direction. So anybody approaching the cabin would have to come from the south side, and there was a big stand of trees that blocked the cabin from the south side. And to get there, they would have had to come quite a long ways off the trail to even reach the stand. It was an ideal location to build a two-story cabin where you didn't want anybody to find it.
somewhere about right in here would be that north arrow. And from what I remember, that was made out of charcoal that came out of the wood stove, which was kind of cool. So it was just something that went back into the environment.
The symbol is the squatter symbol. It's often on flags and sometimes patches that go on clothing, and it's sometimes used with slogans like "Squat the World" or "Every eviction is criminal." The symbol as it is today came into public focus in 1979 when there was a housing crisis in Amsterdam. And there was one particular case, a person was asked to leave their house. It got a lot of attention, and that symbol was used on their dwelling that they were asked to leave. So it was adopted by the movement of folks that want rights to squat in places. And the symbol is also associated with something called the hobo code that was used during the Great Depression when there was a lot of itinerant migrant folks moving around where they could mark with chalk or charcoal a symbol on a wall that says, this is a safe place to stay, there are dogs here that are dangerous, or this person might feed you. And this symbol, the current squatter symbol, is most like the symbol that says, keep moving in this direction. My speculation about this person is that it's someone that's fed up with society's current condition and is a good person at heart, but wants to live as close to the way that they think is right as possible. And if you think about it, he really could have left a big screw you message to the entity that was asking him to leave his home. That was the chance that they had, and they didn't do that. And the way he lived was like a message, I'm not hurting anybody here by living this way. And then cleaning up and leaving nothing but a biochar symbol is also a message saying, see, I didn't hurt anybody living this way. And kudos to this person. I don't think very many people would be able to do that in this way. So really the city was lucky that if they did have a squatter in the woods, that it was this person that was willing to clean for themselves and really be a good forest citizen if you think about it.
I'm really pleased to see this site really rebounded well. You know, this cabin was unique for us in the sense of when it left, they left no trash. Most of the time, if we ask people to vacate camping situations in the forest, there's always some level of trash left behind that city staff comes and cleans up for the community. And we've had no permanent forest impact from it. We don't know if trees were cut out of the spot. My feeling is no, I don't really see any stumps here. And I don't really know how long it had been here, but that cabin was pretty established. It had glass windows. It had multiple full-size ladders.
It had a library, it had art, it had a kitchen. It had
2 stories, it had a little
area,
loft.
Right, elevated loft, and yeah.
From what I remember, we're running the electricity in there, so they had the car batteries. Yeah, it was a really nice maintained camp. We didn't have trash in the outer area around it. In one way, it was a shame to kind of get it dismantled, but really these are public lands.
You know, we really did admire the fact that the cabin dweller or dwellers were so low impact. And on the other hand, we all see the Arcata Community Forest as an extremely important community sanctuary.
And you can't really have people living out on public lands.
There's no sanitation, there's no garbage pickup. If you let one person, you have to let everybody, and then this is a recovering second growth forest.
Correct. So, and it's for day use, and it makes people nervous. We don't need hikers and regular users feeling nervous about people living out in the forest. And not everybody was happy in the community, but we just can't let that kind of stuff persist.
Can't just say this person can stay because we think that they'll probably clean up, and then this person can't stay because they won't.
The fact is that the city does not allow cabins to be built in the Arcata Community Forest. It is created as a forest sanctuary for all of us who live here and all who visit the forest, and for the forest itself.
I was very personally appreciative of the way the camp was dismantled. It didn't really affect city resources. We didn't spend a lot of staff time dealing with it. We never had any reports of material coming in or out. We didn't find trash. We didn't ever find a latrine on the site, which is typical of every camp. So overall, whoever this person was, which we never found, they did an okay job here on cleaning their camp up and making it go back to nature. And I'd say that at the resource level, we were very happy about that.
For those of us who live in Arcata, and anyone who visits the Arcata Community Forest, it really is a treasure. And I think we all feel that fierce protection for that forest, and to minimize human impacts as much as we can, not just so that we can enjoy it, but so that forests can thrive, so creatures can come out at night and feed and do their thing during the night without worrying about noises or light caused by humans. It's a beautiful place, and it's a community treasure.
When you can walk in the forest for your lunch break or any time and it's just there for you, you come out feeling renewed and reminded of why you live here and why you would give up big city life to be here. It looks like a calendar almost in every direction.
And it doesn't look like anybody's really been back there. No new paths. I didn't see anything of real note. Area's healed well, and it doesn't look like anybody's gone back to try to reuse the area. Yeah, that was fun. I knew we'd find it.
Thanks to you.
So speaking to the cabin resident, there are two possible outcomes here. One, you never contact me. Two, you do contact me, as I asked when I left a note on one of my visits to the cabin. Either of those choices will make me equally happy. Now, if you want to talk to me, I'll never reveal your identity. I've never busted anyone in 30 years of talking to me confidentially. We'll get your doctrine out or whatever you want people to know. I think they'd like to know why and how. I'd like to tell them. I'd like you to tell them. I'll be transparent and convey any sentiments you may have to the public. At the same time, if you choose not to play this little media game or be any part of our crazy, corrupt world, I'm totally down with that. And massive respect. You do you. And we'll all love you for it.